I hate when I'm writing notes in class, and I always smudge my notes because my hand, and it gets all black. I hate when I'm drinking my coffee in the morning, and I can't see the picture on my mug because it's facing the other way. I also hate when I sit at a dinner table, I always end up bumping elbows with the person to my left. These are just few problems that people like myself that are left-handed encounter on a daily basis. Today I'll be talking to you about handedness, how one becomes a righty or a lefty, and I'll also give you some interesting facts about left-handed people. Handedness is something that a lot of people don't think about. According to the book, Child Development, a brief article entitled Handedness by Gwen E. Estefanson defines handedness as a person's preference for the use of a particular hand in a familiar or unimanual task, such as handwriting or throwing a ball. In this chart I made, you can see that most of the population today is right-handed. Approximately 90% of people nowadays are right-handed, and only 10% are left-handed. According to Kids Health Organization, an emphasis is put that back in the day, there were a lot less left-handed people than there are today. So today, there's actually more left-handed people. And this is because back in the day, teachers used to force their students to write right-handed because they thought that was the correct way of writing. People also thought that lefties were messed up in the brain because they didn't write the correct way. So how do people become left-handed or right-handed for that matter? According to Robert Needleson, Vice President of Development and Behavioral Pediatrics, it's actually important that a newborn doesn't show preference of their right hand or their left hand right away. From 4 to 18 months, infants start to show a sign of holding a toy with one hand or the other, but their preference of hand is still not all that accountable for. 18 to 3 years of age, 18 months to 3 years of age, the infant starts to write, draw, cut with scissors, throw stuff, and their hand preference becomes more evident. The first 3 to 4 years, they do use both hands, but it doesn't really become reliable or stable until after 4 years of age if you're righty or lefty. I'm sure a lot of you heard the quote, "Only left-handed people are in their right minds," and it is pretty much true. According to the U.S. News and World Report, a magazine article entitled "The Southpaw's Secret Semantics" by Shannon Broley says researchers have long noticed that the brain functions of a lefty are very different from righty. As you can see in the picture, if you're right-handed, the left hemisphere of your brain controls your body. If you're left-handed, the right hemisphere controls it. You can see that different aspects of the brain control different things, such as language, writing, or science for the left hemisphere, and like art, creativity, music for the right hemisphere. That's why they say that that lefties are actually more creative than righties. Now, lefties encounter many problems on a daily basis, as I said in the beginning of my speech. As you can tell from the picture, just like a class that we're sitting in now, in this picture there's only one left-handed desk, and that can become a problem when doing many things in a classroom. Some other problems that lefties encounter on a daily basis are scissors, it hurts your hand when you cut, cooking utensils, protractors and rulers are always upside down when you're trying to measure, cutting boards, things on your right side you can't really cut that stably. Same with pencil sharpeners, hard to turn. When you're writing on a chalkboard, whiteboard, or paper, you end up smudging your writing. Notebooks are a big one. They're always in the way of the 3-ring binders. Mice for computers are always on the right side, not the left side. Same with camera buttons, always on the right side. Also can openers. I had a big problem with this when I was little. That's why we invested in an electric can opener, because I could never chew the can opener. And also sporting equipment like mitts or sticks are also some stuff that we have problems with. Now there are adjustments to these things. There's left-handed scissors, there's also left-handed can openers, and sports equipment has become more for lefties also. Some interesting facts that I came across when I was doing research on many websites, I found that males are actually 1.5 more likely to become lefties than females are. Also, lefties tend to draw their figures to the right. So if you were drawing a profile picture of somebody, lefties tend to draw their profile to the right instead of to the left. There actually is a left-handed day. It's August 13th, and the first International Left-Handers Day was celebrated on August 13th, 1976. And this last one I came across I thought was very interesting. It shows how lefties can be more creative, and it says that 4 out of 5 of the original designers of the Macintosh computer were left-handed. So I found that to be really interesting. So now you all guys know a little bit more about left-handers and handedness in general. I hope you will think about the next time you use a pair of scissors or sit at a left-handed desk in class and it feels kind of awkward. I hope that you know that lefties do have it a little harder than righties do in the society because we have to adapt to a right-handed society. It's not easy, but we've made adjustments and we're not extinct.